Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving into a moment that literally shifted the ground in Major League Soccer. You know, when a global superstar crosses the Atlantic, there is always that nagging question in the back of everyone's mind. Are they actually going to live up to the massive hype? Well, in this completely cinematic storyline we're watching unfold, Antoine Griezmann didn't just meet expectations in his debut for Orlando City against the San Jose Earthquakes. No, he absolutely shattered them. So over the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly how this historic night played out, from the tactical brilliance to a massive career-defining milestone, and what this whole shebang means for the rest of the 2026 season. Okay, first, let's talk about the ambition straight from the 2018 World Cup winner himself. When Griezmann was introduced to New York, he didn't give those boring, tempered PR answers. He laid down a total manifesto. He said he wants to become a champion, score goals, give assists, make kids want to play soccer, and, crucially, to put Orlando on top of the map of soccer in the US. I mean, wow. Having a vision like that is one thing, right? But actually executing it on your very first night in a brand new league with guys you've literally only trained with for a couple of weeks, that takes a special kind of genius. Act 1. The blockbuster transfer and the stakes. To really get why this debut was such a massive rescue mission, you kind of have to realize how fast this ship was sinking in Orlando. Right before the 2026 World Cup break, they had just parted ways with their longtime head coach, Oscar Pareja, and they were sitting near the absolute bottom of the league. They had conceded an MLS worst 44 goals. That left them with a glaring negative 21 goal differential, minus 21. In professional soccer, that number is literally a blaring red siren. It means your defense is just leaking goals and your offense is totally anemic. I mean, in their last 9 games leading up to the break, they gave up 35 goals, ending with a brutal 6-2 beatdown from FC Cincinnati. The tactics were broken, morale was rock bottom, and they desperately needed a spark. So, what do you do to fix a sinking ship? Well, Orlando swung for the absolute fences. In March, they secured a landmark transfer, bringing in a guy with a frankly ridiculous championship-caliber resume. We're talking about a 2018 World Cup winner. He's Atletico Madrid's all-time leading scorer with 211 goals before even coming to MLS, a former La Liga Player of the Year, and a guy with 137 caps for the French national team. This isn't some player just looking for a retirement tour in the twilight of his career. This is a guy who played 56 games for Atletico in his final season there, bagging 14 goals and 8 assists. Ownership was basically trying to recreate that old Kaká magic, but bringing in someone whose soccer IQ and relentless work rate are just absolutely unparalleled. Act 2. The perfect storm. Jump to July 22nd. Orlando travels all the way across the country to face the Western Conference co-leaders, the San Jose Earthquakes. Orlando were clear underdogs here. You've got cross-country travel fatigue, you're trying to integrate a massive new superstar. This was supposed to be a really gritty, difficult game. But instead, they completely dismantled San Jose. Think about how fast this happened. Just 7 minutes in, David Brekalo rises up completely unmarked to head in a set piece. Boom. By the 29th minute, Ivan Angelo drills a beautiful low strike from outside the box, 2-0. Right after the half, Griezmann gets his moment, which we'll dive into in a second, and then Brian Ojeda caps off this relentless 4-0 onslaught in the 72nd minute. 4 different scores. It showed the entire team was suddenly, inexplicably, firing on all cylinders. And hey, while Griezmann obviously grabbed all the headlines, the supporting cast was just spectacular. Edward Atuesta was basically a maestro out there, pulling all the strings and delivering 3 separate assists, including those corners to Brekalo and Ojeda. And on the other end of the pitch, Canadian goalkeeper Maxime Crepeau was an absolute brick wall. He was playing out of his mind, making 7 saves to get Orlando their first MLS clean sheet in over a year. He had this crazy diving header clearance outside his box and parried away a shot that was totally destined for the upper corner. Just a complete team resurrection. But let's look at Griezmann's actual tangible impact. He wasn't just, coasting out there waiting for the ball to come to him. He had 70 touches, hit 45 accurate passes, and created 5 chances on his very first night. He totally orchestrated the game. Interim coach Martin Perelman praised this humility, and you could see it. He was pressing the goalie, directing traffic, and, this is the crazy part, he was famously tracking all the way back to defend his own 6-yard box. He played the full 90-plus minutes like it was a cup final. Just unreal dedication. Act 3, Milestone 300. All right, let's talk about the true climax of the night. Early in the second half, 48th minute, San Jose tries to pass out of the back. Orlando's homegrown forward Justin Ellis shows incredible defensive awareness, intercepts the pass, and immediately finds Griezmann, who had just naturally drifted into a pocket of space near the penalty spot. Griezmann gets the ball, calmly feints, literally freezing the defender, and just slots it past the keeper at the near post. The composure was breathtaking, but here is the kicker. This wasn't just his first MLS goal. It was the 300th professional club goal of his career. 300. That is a Pantheon-level milestone, and doing it on your debut, that's just pure Hollywood. To really put that into perspective, let's break down those 300 goals. It paints a picture of just insane consistency. The vast majority, 212 of them, came during his legendary run at Atletico Madrid, making him their all-time top scorer. Then you've got 52 goals from where he started at Real Sociedad, 35 for the massive juggernaut that is FC Barcelona, and now, one single vibrant goal for Orlando City. It's a beautiful testament to a player who spent over a decade cementing his legendary status in Spain, finally bringing that magic to Florida.
Act 4. The playoff push.
So what does this all mean for the big picture? Well, this flawless 4-0 road win fundamentally changes the math for Orlando's 2026 season. We're not talking about damage control anymore. We're talking about a legitimate playoff hunt. This win shot the Lions up to 17 points, sitting 10th in the East. They are now literally just 2 points behind DC United for that coveted playoff spot. 2 points. A gap that looked completely impossible a few weeks ago is now right there for the taking. And actually, scratch that. Just think about this. This was only game 1 of the Griezmann era. They still have guys like Martin Ojeda, Daryl Dike, and Marco Pasalic waiting in the wings to jump into this revitalized lineup. The ceiling for this team has just skyrocketed overnight. Which brings us to the ultimate question as we wrap up this explainer. With the team looking this dangerous and reinforcements still on the way, can Antoine Griezmann actually carry Orlando City to the 2026 playoffs? If this utter demolition in San Jose is any hint of what's to come, I'd say the rest of MLS needs to be very, very nervous. What a ride this is going to be. Thanks for hanging out with us, and keep your eyes on Orlando because this next chapter is just getting started.